They're sitting across from you right now. In job interviews, first dates, business meetings, and family gatherings. Charming, confident, saying exactly what you want to hear. They've studied your reactions, mirrored your values, and crafted the perfect persona to gain your trust, resources, or compliance. And you're falling for it completely. You felt it, haven't you? That nagging sense that something was wrong despite their perfect presentation. The way their stories never quite added up. How they seemed too good to be true, too interested in your vulnerabilities, too quick to offer exactly what you needed. But you ignored those instincts because they were so convincing, so charismatic, so seemingly perfect. Here's what forensic psychologists and FBI profilers know that could save your career, relationships, and sanity. Predators perfect their masks precisely because their true nature is so destructive. The more flawless someone appears initially, the more carefully you should examine what they're hiding underneath. Today, I'm revealing the 7 instant recognition patterns that expose narcissists and psychopaths before they can damage your life. These aren't theories or generalizations. They're specific behavioral signatures that dangerous personalities cannot suppress, no matter how skilled their manipulation. But here's what will disturb you most. You're probably surrounded by these people right now and don't realize it. They've infiltrated your workplace, your social circle, maybe even your family relationships. By the end of this video, you'll see through their masks instantly and protect yourself from psychological predators who've been exploiting others your entire life. If you're tired of being manipulated by people who study human psychology to exploit it, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what I'm about to reveal could protect you from decades of psychological manipulation and abuse. The first recognition pattern involves how they systematically test your empathy responses to identify exactly how much emotional manipulation you'll tolerate before pushing back. Normal people share vulnerabilities naturally and reciprocally. Dangerous personalities strategically reveal manufactured vulnerabilities to see how much sympathy, resources, or accommodation they can extract from your empathetic responses. Here's how to recognize the empathy probe in action. The calculated vulnerability. They share a sob story within the first few interactions that seems designed to trigger your protective instincts. Notice if their vulnerability comes with specific requests for help, exceptions, or special treatment. The severity escalation. Pay attention to whether their problems become progressively more severe as they gauge your willingness to help. They're calibrating your empathy threshold to find maximum exploitation potential. The reciprocity test. When you share genuine vulnerabilities, notice if they respond with deeper personal revelation or immediately redirect attention back to their own struggles. Predators collect your emotional information without offering genuine intimacy in return. The crisis timing. Observe whether their emergencies consistently coincide with times when you have resources, opportunities, or emotional energy they want to access. The response measurement. Notice if they seem to be studying your emotional reactions more than experiencing genuine distress. They're mapping your psychological responses for future manipulation. The recovery inconsistency. Watch for rapid recovery from supposed trauma when it no longer serves their purposes, or continue dwelling on issues that generate ongoing sympathy and special treatment. The victim portfolio. Be suspicious of anyone who has an unusually extensive collection of tragic experiences that all position them as innocent victims requiring your rescue. When someone seems to be testing how much empathy they can extract from you rather than genuinely sharing human struggles, you're likely dealing with a psychological predator. The second pattern involves how they create artificial intimacy by reflecting your values, interests, and desires back to you with impossible accuracy and enthusiasm. Genuine connections develop gradually as people discover compatibility through shared experiences. Dangerous personalities manufacture instant connection by researching and mirroring your preferences to create the illusion of perfect compatibility. Mirror manipulation operates through strategic personality mimicry. The interest explosion. They suddenly develop intense interest in your hobbies, beliefs, or passions that they've never mentioned before. Their enthusiasm seems disproportionate to their actual experience or knowledge. The value parroting. They express your exact values and opinions back to you, often using your own phrases and reasoning. This creates false intimacy and makes you feel uniquely understood. The dream alignment. Their life goals, relationship desires, and future plans align perfectly with yours in ways that seem too convenient to be coincidental. The expertise claims. They claim knowledge or experience in areas important to you, but their understanding lacks the depth that comes from genuine engagement. The emotional mimicry. They mirror your emotional expressions and energy levels with theatrical precision, making interactions feel artificially harmonious. The background adaptation. Details about their past change to align better with your preferences and experiences as they learn more about what attracts you. The preference investigation. They ask unusually detailed questions about your preferences, values, and desires early in the relationship, gathering intelligence for their mirroring performance. When someone seems too perfectly matched to your personality and preferences, especially early in the relationship, you're likely experiencing manufactured compatibility rather than genuine connection. The third pattern involves observing how they interact with authority figures, service workers, and anyone who has power over them or cannot benefit them directly. Most people maintain consistent personality traits across different social contexts. Dangerous personalities reveal their true nature through how they treat people who cannot enhance their status or provide resources. Authority challenge reveals authentic personality through power dynamics. The service worker treatment. Watch how they treat waiters, retail workers, cleaning staff, or customer service representatives. Their true character emerges when interacting with people they perceive as beneath them. The authority resentment. Notice if they express unusual hostility toward legitimate authority figures like bosses, law enforcement, or institutional leaders who don't give them special treatment. The rules. Exception. Observe whether they believe rules that apply to others shouldn't apply to them, and how they react when held to the same standards as everyone else. The status obsession. Pay attention to their preoccupation with hierarchy, status symbols, and positioning themselves above others in social or professional contexts. The credit claiming. Watch for patterns of claiming credit for others' work while deflecting responsibility for their own mistakes or failures. The criticism reception. Notice how they respond to feedback, correction, or criticism from anyone, but especially from people they cannot manipulate or control. The boundary testing. Observe if they consistently push against established boundaries, policies, or social norms to see what they can get away with. When someone's personality dramatically changes based on the power dynamics of each situation, you're seeing the authentic person underneath their carefully crafted public persona. The fourth pattern involves tracking inconsistencies in their stories, achievements, and background details that reveal the fabricated nature of their constructed identity. Honest people have consistent personal histories because they're reporting actual experiences. Manipulative personalities construct false narratives and struggle to maintain consistency across multiple conversations and contexts. Consistency tracking exposes deception through detail analysis. The story evolution. Notice if details about their background, achievements, or experiences change between conversations, becoming more impressive or convenient over time. The timeline problems. Pay attention to chronological inconsistencies in their life story that don't add up mathematically or logically. The verification avoidance. Be suspicious if they're reluctant to provide specific details that could be independently verified, or if they deflect when you show interest in learning more about their claims. The context switching. Watch for different versions of the same story told to different audiences, tailored to impress each specific group. The evidence absence. Notice if they lack typical evidence for their claimed experiences, photos, documents, mutual contacts, or physical proof of their achievements. The reference reluctance. Be alert if they're hesitant to connect you with people who supposedly know them well or can verify their background claims. The memory selectivity. Observe if they have suspiciously perfect memory for events that make them look good but convenient amnesia about situations that might reflect poorly on them. When someone's personal narrative has too many inconsistencies, gaps, or convenient details, you're likely dealing with a carefully constructed false identity rather than an authentic person. The fifth pattern involves identifying how they systematically drain your emotional energy, while contributing nothing positive to your psychological well-being or personal growth. Healthy relationships involve mutual emotional support and energy exchange. Toxic personalities are psychological parasites who extract emotional resources while providing only drama, demands, and depletion. Emotional vampirism operates through systematic energy extraction. The crisis manufacturing. They create or escalate dramatic situations that require your emotional labor to resolve, keeping you constantly managing their psychological emergencies. The attention monopolizing. Notice if conversations always center on their issues, achievements, or drama, with minimal genuine interest in your experiences or well-being. The support asymmetry. Track whether you're always providing emotional support, practical help, or problem solving while receiving little reciprocal care during your own difficulties. The mood hijacking. Pay attention to whether your emotional state consistently becomes negative after spending time with them, even when interactions seemed positive. The boundary erosion. Observe if they gradually increase their demands on your time, energy, and resources while becoming resentful when you attempt to establish limits. The guilt weaponization. Notice if they use guilt, obligation, or emotional manipulation to pressure you into providing more attention, help, or accommodation than you're comfortable giving. The recovery prevention. Be alert if they sabotage your attempts to establish emotional boundaries or reduce your availability to manage their problems. When spending time with someone consistently leaves you drained, anxious, or emotionally depleted without corresponding positive experiences, you're being systematically exploited for emotional resources. The sixth pattern involves recognizing how they create drama and manipulation through involving other people in conflicts, comparisons, or power struggles rather than addressing issues directly. Mature individuals handle conflicts through direct communication and honest dialogue. Manipulative personalities create triangulated situations where they control narratives and manipulate outcomes through strategic use of third parties. Triangulation tactics operate through relational manipulation. The comparison weapon. They frequently compare you unfavorably to other people in your shared network, making you feel insecure about your position or value in the relationship. The information control. They share different information with different people to create conflicts, misunderstandings, or competition within your social or professional circle. The alliance building. Notice if they work to create alliances against specific individuals, positioning themselves as the reasonable party while vilifying their targets. The message relay. They often communicate important information through intermediaries rather than directly, creating opportunities for miscommunication and manipulation. The drama amplification. They escalate minor conflicts by involving multiple people who weren't originally part of the situation, spreading discord throughout your network. The loyalty testing. They create situations where you must choose sides or demonstrate loyalty to them at the expense of other relationships. The narrative control. They work to control how events are interpreted and shared within your social circle, ensuring their version becomes the accepted reality. When someone consistently creates complex social dynamics involving multiple people rather than handling issues directly, they're likely manipulating your relationships for their own benefit. The seventh and most crucial pattern involves recognizing brief moments when their carefully constructed persona fails, and their authentic personality emerges before they can re-establish control. Maintaining a false personality requires constant psychological energy. During moments of stress, surprise, or when they believe they're unobserved, dangerous personalities briefly reveal their true nature before reasserting their manufactured image. Mask slips occur through specific trigger situations. The unexpected challenge. Their reaction to sudden obstacles, criticism, or situations that don't go according to their plans reveals their authentic character underneath the performance. The alcohol revelation. Notice if their personality changes dramatically under the influence of alcohol or other substances, becoming more aggressive, grandiose, or callous. The perceived privacy. Pay attention to how they behave when they think they're not being observed, or when they believe their comments won't be reported to others. The stress response. Watch their behavior during genuinely stressful situations that test their character. Do they become selfish, blame others, or abandon their stated values? The power demonstration. Observe what happens when they gain temporary power or control over others. Do they become cruel, vindictive, or exploitative? The rejection reaction. Notice their response to genuine rejection or loss of something they want. Do they become vindictive, threatening, or engaged in character assassination? The unguarded moments. Be alert to brief expressions, comments, or behaviors that seem inconsistent with their usual presentation, especially when they think no one is paying attention. The most accurate assessment of someone's character comes from observing them during unguarded moments, when they're not actively managing their image. These 7 patterns work together to create a comprehensive detection system that exposes dangerous personalities before they can cause significant damage to your life, relationships, or well-being. The recognition process happens in predictable stages. First, you'll begin noticing inconsistencies and manipulation attempts that you previously missed or dismissed. Second, you'll start trusting your instincts when something feels wrong about someone, even if you can't immediately identify why. Third, you'll develop the ability to see through carefully constructed personas to identify authentic character. Finally, you'll gain the confidence to remove toxic people from your life before they can establish psychological control over you. But here's the most important insight. The goal isn't to become paranoid or suspicious of everyone. It's to develop sophisticated pattern recognition that protects you from the small percentage of people who study human psychology specifically to exploit it for their own benefit. Most people are genuinely decent individuals with normal flaws and authentic personalities. But the ones who aren't can cause disproportionate damage if you don't recognize them early. If you recognize that you've been manipulated by people exhibiting these patterns. If you've fallen for manufactured personas, given your resources to emotional vampires, or ignored red flags because someone seemed too good to be true, then understanding these 7 patterns is your protection against future psychological exploitation. Start with pattern 1, Empathy Probe Recognition. Begin paying attention to how new people in your life share vulnerabilities and whether their emotional revelations come with specific requests or expectations. If this video has opened your eyes to manipulation patterns you didn't recognize before, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I'm going to continue sharing advanced psychological protection strategies for those who refuse to be targets for predatory personalities. In the comments, share a pattern you've noticed in someone who manipulated you. Your experience could help others recognize similar red flags in their own relationships. Share this with someone who needs to learn these recognition patterns. But be careful. Some people won't want to see the truth about individuals they're still being manipulated by. Remember, the most dangerous predators are the ones who perfect their masks. But every mask slips eventually when you know what to watch for. Your protection from psychological predators starts right now. Expose their game. Trust your instincts. Guard your resources. The version of yourself who cannot be easily manipulated has been waiting for this knowledge. This is your invitation to finally become that person. Subscribe for more content on psychological protection, manipulation recognition, and the behavioral patterns that reveal people's true character. Your future protected self will thank you.